So I've been reading about smart dust and how that can be applied to our bodies, and then what's used to do that, and then how it's accessed. And I was going through some patents to see who's using smart dust, because the stock market is just skyrocketing for smart dust companies. And long story short, there's 2 patents given to Wells Fargo Bank, and it turns out that they're using drones to disperse the smart dust onto the public, and they're also using the fog. I've posted videos of the fog before. It has all sorts of particles and stuff in it, and it's not normal fog. And so I was poking around to see if anybody else was doing videos about this, and I found this one, so I'm gonna play you some of it. And just remember, everybody is targeted. Everybody. This stuff is on everyone. It's just that some of us have been targeted for life. We were chosen for test subject, in my opinion. Some of you were chosen for retaliation for whistleblowing. Some of you were chosen for retaliation for divorce or court filings or anything that any of these evil, wicked people, which I don't think these are all people who can be doing this. They just chose you to make your life hell and put you into the program, and some of us are targeted clear up to the government, deep state. Some are only, on the state level, some just community stalking programs. There's all sorts of different layers to this, but let me play this for you so you can hear, and I will link this video in the description. If I forget to, please tell me in the comments.
The Smart Dust project was funded by DARPA for military applications, specifically for rapid deployment of defense sensor networks onto the battlefield. Battlefield sensing is inherently about detecting people who don't know that they're being detected. The invisibility and undetectability are deliberate design priorities. This technology appeared in the public with U.S. Patent 11354-666B1, Smart Dust Usage, which was filed on May 26, 2016, and granted on June 7, 2022. It is assigned to Wells Fargo Bank and describes a system for authenticating a user making a payment using Smart Dust. Smart Dust is technically known as MEMS, Micro-Electromechanical Systems, and is comprised of what are called motes. A mote is a single, self-contained microsensor node. Each mote measures 1 cubic millimeter or less and is roughly the size of a grain of sand. These motes are released as clouds with thousands of sensor nodes simultaneously sampling the target from multiple angles and positions. The biometric data being collected includes location, facial and body recognition, heart rate, blood pressure, body temperature, breath rate, voice recognition, and fingerprint scanning. The system is designed to create a unique cryptographic signature for every individual based on biological and behavioral data, and is designed to operate without being noticed. The patent describes the motes as a cloud around the user. but UC Berkeley researchers have successfully implanted smart dust sensors into rats in order to monitor and control nerve and muscle activity. This technology requires no batteries and relies on ultrasound to draw power. Scientists claim that for humans, internal smart dust devices could monitor vital signs and could enable control over prosthetics and robotic limbs. In March 2022, the University of Washington's Dandelion breakthrough, partially funded by the U.S. Air Force, deployed tiny battery-free wireless sensors by wind, inspired by dandelion seeds. The senior author stated that our prototype suggests that you could use a drone to release thousands of these devices in a single drop. In 2024, a large blanket of fog affected the United Kingdom, the USA, and Canada. Over 20,000 travelers in the UK and 3.8 million drivers in the USA were impacted. People described it as a thick blanket of fog with a particle-like appearance, which had an odd chemical, electrical, or burning smell to it. And many people claim to experience fever, coughing, sore throat, headache, and fatigue after exposure. The fog hit during the Christmas and New Year travel period, when millions were moving around for the holidays. A second patent, US 11748-578B1, predictive text system, was filed in November 2021 and granted on September 2023 to Wells Fargo Bank. This patent describes a system that uses neural networks and machine learning to analyze and predict your financial thoughts and intentions in real time as you type. Combined with the biometric data from Smart Dust, this creates a system that can monitor both what you're physically doing and what you're thinking about financially. A predictive behavioral surveillance system designed to be always on and continuously learning. This is the exact infrastructure needed for implementing a social credit system. The Smart Dust market was valued at $153.9 million in 2024 and is estimated to grow at a compound annual growth rate of over 14.3% from 2025 to 2034. Industrial use has increased significantly in 2023 and 2024, with integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms now allowing smart dust devices to analyze data locally and make autonomous decisions. This technology is currently moving from laboratories to public deployment, which has naturally caused concern. In the 1950s and 60s, the U.S. Army conducted open-air biological and chemical tests over American cities without public knowledge or consent.
I hope you were able to hear and see that well. I've made several videos about the Air Force, DARPA, the banks, our government. I've said many times that everyone's targeted, and people come back with the, snarky, well, why you? Well, why did they test on tons of other Americans without their consent? Why did they pick them? I made a video of the long list of tests that our government has done on us without our consent for the last 80 years. So why did they pick them? It's millions and millions of people. So in my opinion, that's a pretty dumb question. The question should be, why are they doing it and not being held accountable? Why are we allowed to be tortured to almost death and then brought back and tortured some more? You'll see what they're doing to me. It's horrific. This is how they're accessing our bodies. It's how they're monitoring. So then I wondered why this isn't affecting everybody, and it turns out that they have electromagnetic, what are they called? Electromagnetic safe facilities. And they're scattered all over the country. And they're on every Air Force base, every military base, and then scattered around. I haven't looked too much into it, but some of them are pretty close to fusion centers. What those facilities do is strip people's bodies of this nanoparticles, and they can equip them with shielding that has all the right components so that if you're hit with EMPs or electromagnetic or sound frequencies, it doesn't affect you. Isn't that interesting? So there is protection from this stuff. It's just the public is not allowed to have it. They know. They know what they're doing to us. This is not a mental health problem. We're not schizophrenic. We're not making this stuff. At least I'm not. It's not demons. Don't let anybody gaslight you into thinking you're a sinner, and if you stop sinning, this would stop. That's utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Don't let people gaslight you. You know what you're going through. I mean, if you are sinning, you should stop and repent, turn to Jesus. But that's not why you're being attacked in your sleep and having your dreams manipulated and your limbs flailed around and raped and all this stuff remotely. I think you get my point. Go back and look at my previous stuff about DARPA and the Air Force and the smart dust, and I hope y'all learn something from this that you could take and do some further research on your own. It's really good to know how to look up those patents and read them and understand who's doing what, so that you know who to contact about it. Talk to y'all later. It's Cagey.